Salut tout le monde. Bonjour. In this session, we are going to learn the verb avoir. You learnt the verb être already, which is another irregular verb. Now, the second most important irregular verb is verb avoir. It means to have. Just remember, the verb avoir, it means to have. It doesn't follow the regular pattern, it follows the irregular. As you know, as I explained earlier also, the French has different types of verbs, regular verbs and irregular verbs. Regular verbs are those regular verbs are those verbs which follow a certain pattern. But irregular verbs, they don't follow a pattern. Like you have done être verb, which means to be. You've already learned that. Now, look at the verb avoir. Before we move ahead to the verb avoir, look at the subject pronouns again to check whether you remember it or not. So, what are the subject pronouns? It's je. Yes, what is the next for you? Tu, il, for he, and for she, it's elle, and for we, it is nous, and for you, plural. The plural version of you is vous, and then they, il, and elle, plural. I'm sure you are aware of it. If not, you can watch that session for the subject pronouns. Now, let's move ahead with more details. So, for each verb in French, like you did for the être verb, avoir also you need to conjugate. I mean to say, the main verb avoir means to have. We call it an unconjugated verb or infinitive. Infinitive means the complete verb. When I say infinitive, it means the verb is not conjugated. It is as it is, avoir as it is. But with all the subject pronouns, you need to conjugate. It means you can't write I to have, because avoir means to have. You can't write I to have, you to have. You need to write I have. Now in English, it's easy. The verb avoir means to have is I have, you have, and with he and she, it is has, and again it is we have, they have. But in French, it is not that easy. It is not that easy. You have different set of spellings or words. For I, it is different. For you, it is different. So it means you need to conjugate the verb avoir. So avoir, it's a very important irregular verb. And what does it mean to be an irregular verb? Irregular verb is a verb which doesn't follow a pattern, right? And doesn't follow the normal rule of conjugation. So you must check on the regular verbs to know about what are irregular verbs. When I say it follows a pattern, you must check that video. Now let's conjugate the verb avoir to understand what is I have. So what is I have in French? It is j'ai. What happens is je is I, and after that, if you have to write have, you will add ai, another word which is ai. That's it, ai. Because now je, it ends with e, fine, and ai starts with vowel. So the e for the je will go, and instead you will put apostrophe. So it means je plus a, and combined it will be j'ai. Fine, you got it? So that's how you pronounce j'ai, which means I have. So j'ai means I have. With tu, it is tu as, which means you have. So the spelling, see, for you, the spelling will change. Tu as. Okay, right? I have, you have. The spelling with you is a different one. It is not that you will write the same ai. It is not possible. It is wrong. So with you, tu, the singular version of you, as you already know, it's tu as. With il or elle, it means with he and she. Again, it is simple a, but the pronunciation is not a. The pronunciation is a. So j'ai, tu as, il a, elle a. And with nous, it has the different word. If you have to say we have, it is nous avons. Now here I am pronouncing the s of nous. I am not saying nous avons. I am saying nous avons, because if the following word, after the words end with s, if the following word starts with a vowel, we pronounce that s as z. So the pronunciation of nous will change to nous avons. You got it? So we call it liaison. Liaison means the link. We call it liaison. Remember, fine? In French terms, we call it liaison. So nous avons, and similarly, the next is vous avez. Whenever the word ends with ons, the pronunciation is on. That's why it becomes nous avons. Again, avons. After avons, there is nothing, so s is silent. That's why nous avons. With vous avez, here ez is pronounced as a, vous avez. And with ils ont and elles ont, ils ont and elles ont. So s, again the sound becomes z, and I will say ils ont, elles ont, because on starts with again vowel o and t, and the pronunciation is on. Ils ont, elles ont. So let's practice. Let's repeat after me. So j'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, and elles ont. You got it? So this is how the verb avoir is. This is what the conjugation is. You must practice the pronunciation. You must repeat again and again. Now let's look at one exercise on the verb avoir. Let's see if you can do that exercise and if you remember a bit. Let's try this. Now the last part are some nouns, some words which has some meanings. So in this process we will know some few words. So please take a note of all these words so that gradually with the concepts you can improve your vocab for French as well. You got it? And what is the word for vocabulary in French is vocabulaire. Just for your knowledge, vocabulaire. So you must improve your vocabulary. You got it? So here, just take some time and see if you can do this exercise. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 sentences and you must complete this in your notebook before I show you the answer. So I'm waiting. Just complete this. I'll show you the answers. So you must conjugate the verb avoir. You got it? So I'll just speak up and you can just take or just put some pressure on your mind, on your head to check whether you know the spellings or not. J. So first is J. You must know the spellings. I'll show you later. I'm not giving the spellings. With the nous, it is nous and the word starts with the vowel. Nous avons. Fine. And with L plural, it is not L. It is not L singular. It is L plural. So elles ont. Elles ont. Fine. Elles ont. And with tu, it is tu as. With il, it is il a again. But again, the spellings are different. With you, the spelling is different. With il, the spelling of the avoir conjugation is different. So you need to take a note of it, though pronunciation stays the same. With vous, it is vous avez. I'm giving you another hint. Vous avez ending with ez. Now let's check yourself whether you are right or wrong. So these are the correct versions. Just to verify whether you are right. Even if 75% you are right, it means you are on the right track. You have understood the concept. And good luck. This is how it is. Au revoir, and we'll come back with more concepts. Au revoir.